When Navy SEALs face life or death situations, they use a 30-second technique that instantly stops anxiety. Stanford neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman calls it the most powerful stress relief tool in your body. This technique activates your vagus nerve, the master control switch between your brain and every organ. But here's what makes this different from every breathing exercise you've tried. It works in seconds, not minutes, and the science proves it. Your autonomic nervous system has two modes: sympathetic, fight or flight, and parasympathetic, rest and digest. Modern life keeps you trapped in sympathetic overdrive. Chronic stress, anxiety, high blood pressure, sleep issues, digestive problems. The cost is staggering. Research shows 77% of adults regularly experience physical symptoms caused by stress. The American Institute of Stress reports that stress-related health issues cost the U.S. economy $300 billion annually in medical bills and lost productivity. Heart disease, immune suppression, cognitive decline. Why conventional solutions don't work? Meditation apps promise calm after 20 minutes of practice. Breathing exercises require quiet spaces. Therapy takes months. But when you're in a high-stress meeting, stuck in traffic, or experiencing a panic attack, you need immediate relief. The hidden neuroscience. Your vagus nerve is the master switch between stress and calm, connecting your brainstem to your heart, lungs, and gut. Stimulate it correctly, and you trigger an instant physiological response in seconds. The military discovered this. Special forces operators are trained in vagus stimulation because it works when nothing else does. The vagus nerve is the longest cranial nerve in your body, running from your brainstem through your neck to your abdomen. The name comes from the Latin word for wandering, because it touches nearly every major organ. Dr. Stephen Porges, neuroscientist who developed polyvagal theory, explains that the vagus nerve controls 75% of your parasympathetic nervous system. When activated, it slows your heart rate, lowers blood pressure, improves digestion, and signals your brain that you're safe. Here's what research reveals. A study published in Frontiers in Psychology found that vagus nerve stimulation reduces cortisol, your stress hormone, by 31% within minutes. Military performance studies show SEAL training protocols using vagus stimulation improve decision-making under pressure by 47% and reduce panic responses during high-stress scenarios. The physiological markers are measurable. Heart rate variability, HRV, increases, indicating greater nervous system flexibility. Blood pressure normalizes. Inflammation markers decrease. This isn't relaxation. It's a neurobiological reset happening at the level of your brainstem. The military connection goes deeper than stress management. Special forces operators must maintain peak cognitive performance under extreme conditions. Research at Naval Health Research Center documented that vagus nerve activation enhances focus, speeds reaction time, and improves tactical decision-making when stakes are highest. Here's the Navy SEAL protocol, validated by neuroscience research. This technique combines 3 specific mechanisms that activate your vagus nerve through different pathways. Phase 1, 10 seconds. The dive reflex. This exploits an evolutionary survival mechanism. Splash cold water on your face or hold a cold, wet cloth against your closed eyes, temples, and cheeks. When cold receptors on your face detect temperature below 60 degrees, they trigger the mammalian dive reflex, an automatic response that instantly slows your heart rate by 10 to 25%. If you don't have water available, simply hold your breath for 4 counts while bearing down slightly, as if trying to exhale through a closed throat. This activates the same vagal pathways. Research shows this technique drops heart rate by an average of 12 beats per minute within 10 seconds. The physiology is remarkable. Cold receptors send signals directly to your brainstem, which immediately activates vagus nerve output. Your heart rate slows, blood vessels constrict in your extremities and dilate in vital organs. Your body shifts into conservation mode, exactly what you need during stress. Phase 2, 10 seconds. The specific breathing pattern. Exhale through your mouth for 6 counts longer than your inhale. Here is the exact protocol. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts, then exhale slowly through pursed lips for 10 counts. The extended exhale is critical. It activates baroreceptors in your carotid arteries that signal your vagus nerve to increase parasympathetic tone. Dr. Andrew Huberman's research at Stanford confirms this pattern creates immediate shifts in heart rate variability. The 2.5 to 1 exhale to inhale ratio maximizes vagal activation. 1 cycle is powerful. 3 cycles during high stress creates measurable physiological changes. Phase 3, 10 seconds. The auricular vagus nerve stimulation. Apply gentle pressure to specific vagus nerve access points in your ear. Using your thumb and index finger, massage the tragus, the small cartilage flap covering your ear canal. Apply firm, circular pressure for 10 seconds while maintaining the extended exhale breathing pattern. Alternative technique. Massage behind your earlobes where your jaw meets your neck. This area contains the auricular branch of the vagus nerve. Research published in Brain Stimulation Journal found that auricular vagus nerve stimulation decreases anxiety scores by 23% and increases parasympathetic activity within seconds. The complete 30-second protocol integration. Now combine all 3. Cold water facial splash while holding your breath for 4 counts. Immediately begin the extended exhale pattern. 4 count inhale through nose. 10 count exhale through pursed lips. While exhaling, apply pressure to your tragus or behind your earlobes. Repeat this complete cycle once more if needed. The dive reflex activates the parasympathetic nervous system through temperature receptors. The extended exhale directly stimulates your vagus nerve through baroreceptor activation. The physical stimulation provides mechanical pressure on vagus nerve branches. Together, these create a synergistic effect, more powerful than any single method. Common mistakes that reduce effectiveness. First, shallow breathing instead of deep diaphragmatic breaths. Your exhale must be complete and controlled. Second, insufficient cold temperature. The water must be genuinely cold, not cool. Third, applying too much pressure to ear points. Gentle but firm pressure works best. Fourth, rushing through phases. Each 10-second segment needs full attention. For acute anxiety attacks, extend phase 2 to 20 seconds with multiple exhale cycles. For chronic stress management, perform this protocol 3 times daily: morning, midday, evening. For performance enhancement before high-pressure situations, do 2 complete cycles, 5 minutes before the event. Variation 1, for acute anxiety. Add humming during the exhale, creating vibration that mechanically stimulates the vagus nerve through your vocal cords. Variation 2, for sleep. Perform the combat breathing version. Box breathing at 4-4-4-4 count while doing gentle neck stretches. When to use each variation. Daily vagus tone training works preventatively, building baseline resilience. Acute stress response requires the full 30-second protocol. Performance optimization uses modified breathing ratios. Sleep preparation benefits from extended exhales without cold stimulus. The research supporting vagus nerve stimulation is extensive. A meta-analysis published in the Journal of Clinical Psychology reviewed 47 studies on vagus nerve activation techniques, finding consistent evidence for anxiety reduction, improved heart rate variability, and enhanced stress resilience. Stanford neuroscience research demonstrates that deliberate vagus nerve stimulation activates the anterior cingulate cortex, your brain's emotional regulation center, within 30 seconds. Heart rate variability improves by an average of 18% after a single session. Blood pressure drops by 8 to 12 points, systolic in controlled studies. Military performance studies prove the tactical applications. Research conducted with special operations personnel found vagus nerve techniques improved shooting accuracy under stress by 34%, reduced decision-making time by 27%, and decreased physiological stress markers by 41%. These aren't subjective improvements. They're measurable performance enhancements in life or death scenarios. The mechanism is well understood. Vagus nerve activation releases acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that reduces inflammation throughout your body. It increases GABA, your brain's primary calming neurotransmitter. It triggers the release of oxytocin, promoting social connection and feelings of safety. Long-term benefits extend beyond immediate stress relief. Daily practice for 30 days increases baseline vagal tone, your nervous system's ability to shift between states. A study tracking 156 participants over 8 weeks found those practicing daily vagus stimulation showed 52% improvement in anxiety scores, 43% better sleep quality, and 38% enhanced focus compared to controls. Connected health improvements include better digestion. The vagus nerve controls gut motility. Enhanced immune function. Vagal tone directly influences inflammatory responses. Improved cardiovascular health. Higher heart rate variability correlates with reduced heart disease risk. Neuroscience research on long-term practitioners reveals structural brain changes. After 90 days of daily practice, fMRI studies show increased gray matter density in the insula and anterior cingulate, brain regions governing emotional regulation and interoception. Your brain literally rewires to handle stress more effectively. Results timeline mirrors the research data. Immediate effects within 30 seconds. Heart rate drops, breathing slows, mental clarity returns. After 7 days of daily practice, improved baseline stress tolerance and better emotional regulation. After 30 days, fundamental rewiring of stress response patterns and enhanced resilience. Try this right now. Before the video ends, wherever you are, perform one complete 30-second cycle. Cold stimulus to your face or breath hold. Extended exhale breathing, 4 counts in, 10 counts out. Gentle pressure on your tragus while breathing. Notice the immediate difference. Feel the shift from tension to calm. This is your biological stress-off switch. Commit to practicing this 3 times daily for 7 days. Morning upon waking to set your nervous system tone. Midday, when stress peaks. Evening before bed to improve sleep quality. Track how you feel. The neuroscience predicts measurable improvements within 1 week. You now have the exact 30-second vagus nerve technique Navy SEALs use in combat, available to you anytime, anywhere. 3 phases working synergistically. Cold water dive reflex activation, or breath hold for 10 seconds. Extended exhale breathing, 4 counts in, 10 counts out, for 10 seconds. Auricular vagus nerve stimulation, through tragus massage for 10 seconds. This works because it activates your parasympathetic nervous system through 3 distinct pathways simultaneously. Research proves it reduces cortisol by 31%, improves heart rate variability, and creates measurable calm within seconds. Military operators use it for performance under pressure. You can use it for stress relief, anxiety management, better sleep, and enhanced focus. The science is validated. The technique is simple. The results are immediate.